Thanks a lot for staying with us. In yet another bid to provoke India, Pakistan has now appointed jailed separatist Yasin Malik's wife, Mushaal Malik, as part of its caretaker Prime Minister Anwar Haq Kakar's cabinet. Mushaal Malik will be special assistant to the Prime Minister and, if you can believe it, on human rights in this caretaker cabinet. It is important to note that Yasin Malik was arrested in early 2019 in connection with a 2017 terror funding case registered by the NIA. In May last year, he was convicted by a Delhi court in a terror funding case and was sentenced to life imprisonment. He is also accused of terrorism, inciting violent activities that disturbed the valley in 2017. Pakistan's caretaker Prime Minister has appointed this new cabinet ahead of the national elections, which are due in November. Earlier on August 9, Pakistan's National Assembly was dissolved, ending the tenure of the previous government. But here's why India is not too happy or not going to be too happy with this. Because this is a clear indication that Pakistan wants to spite India or at least provoke India on the issue of Jammu and Kashmir. So remember, Mushal has been inducted at a time when Jammu and Kashmir is witnessing a new era of peace. Last year, husband Yasin was convicted for terror charges. Her appointment is also coming at a time when in Pakistan is looking to send a message to those in India that we will continue to support terrorism. They're not mending their ways. This is also a message and a bid to continue to attract separatist voices from the valley towards itself, that is, Pakistan. Mushal's induction also comes just days after Jammu and Kashmir reopened the probe in Justice Neelkant Ganju's murder case, remember, where her husband Yasin Malik is the prime accused. So the big debate that's coming up with Yasin's wife in Pak cabinet, is it not a farce on human rights given the track record of her husband in India?
एक कंट्राडिक्शन है. एक तरफ से अगर वो ह्यूमन राइट्स के लिए कंसर्न है, दूसरी तरफ से उस शख्स को इस जगह पर तैनात करते हैं जिसके हस्बैंड मिलिटेंसी में इन्वॉल्वड हैं.
भैया, पाकिस्तान का मामला है. पाकिस्तान जो करना चाहे उसके लिए मुझे क्या कहना है. वो हम दो मुल्कों की बात है, आप तो गुजारिश करते हैं, उनकी बात है.
एक जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों को ये ख्याल था कि पार्लियामेंट एक इंस्टीट्यूशन है, उससे हमें इंसाफ मिलेगा. उसमें तो बेड़ा गर्क हो गया. तो आप पाकिस्तान की बात क्यों कर रहे हैं? अपने यहाँ के मुल्क की बात कर लीजिए ना.
Let's go across to the guest joining us. Lalit Ambadar is a noted Kashmiri Pandit activist. Dr. Tara Karta is former director, NSCS. And Jahangir Ali is also a journalist joining us. Lalit, let me begin with you. You look at the reactions that have come in from the Kashmir-based parties today. Either they're not very willing to speak on the subject, or they're saying, forget Pakistan, let's talk about India. But these are the very same parties that continue to ask India to talk to Pakistan. Yes. If you're so interested in talking to Pakistan, you have to hold Pakistan accountable too, right? To create the atmosphere for those talks. They never do that.
See, I'm not surprised, neither on the account that this woman has been the wife of a warlord. It's not just only, I wanted to check the Apni party representative who said militancy. No, this is terrorism. Kashmir Jihad is terror infested, pan-Islamism inspired, and this is what Yasin Malik is one of those guys who founded Pakistan's anti-India Kashmir Jihad in Kashmir. Number two, Pakistan has never come down on his statement, on his agenda on Kashmir. Remember, first thing after 14th of August, when Pakistan was born over dead bodies after bloody partition, what did they do? They started a war. A country, they claimed they had nothing to start off with. They started a war on Kashmir. That was the Kashmir Jihad War 1. Number two, every successive person in the establishment of Pakistan, be it a general or be it a so-called, elected representative, they always maintained Kashmir Hamari Shahraga. It's our windpipe. It's our source of life. So they have not changed. They are continuing with the same process. It's us we are getting surprised. Number two, when Farooq Abdullah and Mahbooba Mufti, they are the stooges of Pakistan operating on the soil of India. They're Islamists. They never speak a word against Pakistan. Have you ever heard them speak a word against Pakistan? But all the time, as you rightly pointed out, they want us to speak to Pakistan. Can you imagine this? Everybody, all their polity, Islamic polity is about what? We create distance, more distance between Delhi and Srinagar, but come closer to Rawalpindi because Pakistan said Risha kya la. That's not again not surprise.
No, but
what
it really
surprise, and I'm awaiting the left liberal apologists coming on the forefront because they are the ones who enabled political makeover of Kashmir Jihad, the founder Yasin Malik, the man who should have been hanged.
Lalit, you have high expectations. You have high expectations. Let's not forget that Yasin Malik met India's sitting Prime Minister at one time, despite accepting that he killed Air Force pilots and accepted that he killed Justice Ganju.
I have disrupted almost all the meetings that were held in Delhi where Yasin Malik especially was there. You know, he was treated as the head of a state. He was, and not only the ordinary NGOs or people were holding him as the chief guest. Even the media companies, media office, media houses.
Yeah, I mean, we know about that. We know about that. That past of some of the people in India. Lalit, it's best we don't spend on much time on that because times have changed. And that is what is hurting Pakistan today. Yeah. Jahangir Ali, I want to come to you before I go to Tara Karta for her expert opinion on this. There is a problem when in Kashmir, somebody like Yasin Malik continues to be held in high regard. And the fact that, even today, political parties are uncomfortable with calling out what he's responsible for. Till you at least accept what he's responsible for, denounce him, there cannot be an acceptance of what the Kashmiri demands or voices may say. Because killing of innocents is not something that can be condoned for any reason. But our political class, it shies away from that.
Yeah, thank you, Shivani, for having me on the show. First and foremost, I think the political parties in Kashmir are not the spokespersons of Yasin Malik. There are people in Kashmir who have been associated with his party, and I'm sure they'll put up a defense of what he has done and what he has not done. And second thing is, I wanted to point out that India and Pakistan both are very notorious for having people who are convicted criminals in positions of power. You will see this not only in India, but also in Pakistan and many other, some of our neighboring countries in South Asia. This is a problem that we need to tackle.
But one second, Jahangir, I didn't want to interrupt you, but if you're comparing Yasin Malik with someone who's in a position of power after being convicted of terror, please remind me of who is this person.
There are many. I can cite you many instances where take the case of Sadhvi Pragya also.
Sadhvi Pragya is not a convict.
She is someone who has been convicted. Take the instances of your UP's Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath.
No. Jahangir, you are confusing accused with convict.
There are dozens of instances which I can cite to show you that people who have...
They are not convicted, Jahangir. Let's talk on facts. I'll let you speak, but I cannot allow you to just mouth absolute inanities. Then people you're talking about, you can have... One second, Jahangir, I'll give you appropriate time. The people you're talking about, you can have your differences about them being elected, not elected. I am not questioning that. But please, let's not confuse them with convicted terrorists. And we are not discussing Yasin Malik being appointed. We are discussing his wife being appointed in Pakistan.
Somebody killing someone in the name, in some other name is not terrorism. Are you trying to tell me
No, I am just trying to say that there is a justice system. Yasin Malik, it took 20 years plus for him to be convicted. Okay? You have to respect that process.
That is a comment.
And an accused and a convict cannot be put on the same plane, regardless of what the politics may be. An accused and a convict are not the same thing. Jahangir, you're a journalist. I don't think I need to drive down the point that an accused and a convict are not the same thing. But you can continue with the rest of your point.
But the charges against both the people are same. If somebody take, as per your... what you are saying is that Yasin Malik has been involved in the killing of Kashmiri Pandits. Fine. The charges against him are the same as murder. as somebody who has who has been involved in lynching someone, or somebody who has conspired in lynching of someone. In both the cases, charges of murder apply. So what I was trying to make a point is that the politics in both India and Pakistan is very dirty. We should as media persons, you also have a responsibility that we should always propagate politics which is clean, and our system should not be influenced or packed with people who have been convicted criminals.
No, sir. One second. Again, you're confusing the issue.
Internal issue.
Jahangir Ali, you're confusing the issue.
Politicians in Pakistan or
Miss Malik is not a convict, and we have to obviously make that statement. So it's not the issue about who has been appointed. It's obviously her association with Yasin Malik that is the issue here today. It's not her appointment per se, but the messaging of Pakistan. And why is it that those in India who speak for Pakistan, who bat for Pakistan at every turn, often over and above Indian interests, why is it that they're not calling out Pakistan's provocation today? Dr. Darakarta, I want to come to you. What is the message that Pakistan is trying to send? And do you see some correlation in what has transpired in India and in Jammu and Kashmir over the last few years and months, and this move being made by Pakistan government? Dr. Karta, could you hear me? That was for you.
Yeah, I can. That was directed to me. Okay. See, this whole cabinet is basically the Chief Asim Munir's dream cabinet. This is his statement to say how strong he is. You know, which is what he's been trying to show with his arrests, with his large-scale detention. I mean, the things that this government has done is unbelievable. It's unbelievable even for Pakistan, which has a record of doing such things. So this is the General Munir making a statement that he has control on everything. So that is what he's got this girl onto the cabinet. I mean, even if you see the rest of the cabinet, it's pretty much in the same thing.
And the fact that she's going to be the human rights whatever associate of the Prime Minister on human rights issue, that certainly is another message that is being sent to India, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's at some level, it's a little humorous. And I honestly don't see the connection between Yasin Malik and a criminal or somebody who's been accused of XYZ. Yasin Malik has even kidnapped the daughter of a minister. He's done the kind of things this man has done would have earned him a title of a terror king anywhere. Yeah. And it doesn't matter that he has, 20 years, he's kept quiet. That's a different issue. But this is the point is what message is Pakistan trying to send? No, that is the point. It is not whether Yasin Malik, what he's done, what not. I mean, and also, Shivani, if you look at that whole, the cabinet, everything, all the major portfolios are with the Prime Minister. And we know the Prime Minister is an absolute controlled ISI, or let's say not ISI, establishment man. That he's been that from the 1990s. And the entire national security, everything is under the Prime Minister.
Right.
The people who've been selected, for example, you have Lieutenant General who has been elected for what he is an ex-army people are there. He was an ex-PTI. He was head of the Naya Pakistan Housing Authority. So there is also an attempt to sort out PTI, get their agreeable people on board.
Yes.
And I have a sense this cabinet is going to last for some time.
Okay.
Because this is the general's dream cabinet. So
all right.
We're going to Mrs. Malik for some time.
Well, frankly, it wouldn't matter much to us beyond a point. But I think, Lalit Ahmada, the point is, and why we're discussing it is, that people need to wake up. And I know those who are pretending to sleep, you can't wake them up. But, this is what Pakistan stands for. It doesn't want normalization of relationship with India. If it did, it could mend its ways. Instead, what it wants to do is fan the pro-separatist narrative in Jammu and Kashmir, especially looking at it, how it's sinking over the last few years, and continue to, excite those elements in India by doing these shenanigans. Lalit, I have a minute left. Yes.
There are two things I can relate to what this move is all about. Number one, Pakistan is on the verge of implosion. The only thing that can keep Pakistanis together is Islamism, in the name of Islam. And Kashmir is something that binds them all together in the name of Islamism. Let me tell you, this Ghazwa Hind war began thousands of years ago with the capture of Sindh. And 1947, when Pakistan was created, it was the biggest achievement of the Kashmir Jihad, this Ghazwa Hind. And Kashmir Jihad is the next on their target. Their eyes are on the Lal Qila in Delhi. Kashmir is not a mere passage to reach Delhi.
Right.
Number two, they are giving a message. They are giving a message to their stooges in Kashmir. Look, we haven't abandoned you, we are with you.
Yes,
And I
exactly.
will not be surprised. I will not be surprised in coming days. You will see some more terror activities happening in Kashmir, and also coming on a day when Christian churches and houses are being burnt in Lahore. And that day, this woman is being appointed as an advisor on human rights. Hindus and Sikhs have diminished to 2% or 25% in same Islamic Republic of Pakistan. And this lady is going to be talking only about Kashmir. And I think we need to build a narrative. This Kashmir Jihad has been, Kashmiri Hindus have been the worst victims of Kashmir Jihad. You are talking human rights.
Right.
This government has to officially acknowledge what Kashmiri Hindus suffered was genocide, put up a tribunal and investigate everybody. Those who are actually responsible, like Yasin Malik, should be sent to gallows, and also investigate their partners in the
Absolutely,
so-called mainstream
absolutely.
polity.
Some of those
What was
cases
their role
have
in
been
promoting
reopened.
this Islamism in Kashmir?
Some of those cases have also been reopened much belatedly, but we know the ecosystem that existed at one time and the denial of the problem in Kashmir that existed in one time. It takes a little bit of time. It's been a 30-40-year problem, and possibly will take more time to sort through this. But I do thank.
Comment?
I have maybe 15 seconds, Jahangir Ali.
I think this cabinet that has been formed in Pakistan has become a butt of jokes in Pakistan itself. And I also think that India is a very vast country to feel offended by such kind of maneuvers by Pakistan.
Okay. I have to leave it at that.
Rather than taking
we
it
are
with a
only
pinch
trying to
of salt.
understand.
I have to
why
leave
they
it
are
at that, but I think the
doing that.
messaging
We need to
is
be
what
aware.
we can and should discuss,
Pakistan is a
because the
mixture of Islamic
messaging
state.
is to continue to promote separatist tendency in Jammu and Kashmir. But I do thank and take all of your views.